Print Preview. Welcome to this new chapter on printing. Project 2007 contains many views. Of course, we have seen all the views in our tutorial. Here is one more piece of good news. We can print any view of our project, but only with one restriction. If we're printing a sheet view, the number of columns that we see on screen determines the number of columns that print. Can't understand this? Well, let's look at an example. Let's move further on this. We have Project 2007 open, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 fields here. It is known to everyone that before printing, one must look to Print Preview. So go to File and then select the Print Preview option. See, we have the same 4 columns visible here and also a portion in Gantt view. If we concentrate only on the Gantt view, we need this to decrease, and vice versa. Click Close here to close this Print Preview window. We're back to the same window. I'm bringing this line, dragging it and dropping it. Remember that we are only seeing half the portion of this field. So we have task name, duration, start, and half of finish. Let's see how it comes in Print Preview. Let's again go to Print and then select Print Preview. Now we can only see 3 columns. This is because Project 2007 prints fields that are fully visible. We cannot view the 4th field or column here. That's why you must be very careful while taking a printout in Project 2007. It helps in avoiding some confusion. So, if we want to make some settings for printing a page, we need to go to the Page Setup options. Let's discuss the Page Setup options in our next lesson. Page Setup options. In our previous lesson, we talked about print and print preview options. Now in this video, we're going to discuss the page setup options in Project 2007. The page setup dialog box controls a wide variety of print settings for a view. To open the page setup dialog box, we need to go to File and then select the page setup option. We have the page setup dialog box open. We have some tabs here, namely Page, Margins, Header, etc. The first part which we have here is Orientation. Here we can decide the style we want, and we can either select Portrait or Landscape. Next we have Scaling. Using scaling, we might be able to fit the printed text onto one page. We can select the paper we have to print. We have plenty of options here. Click on the next tab, Margin. As we know, we can change the margins for our printed text and specify whether a border should appear or not. Next we have Header. Using this option, we can define and align information to appear on the top of every page. Next we have Footer. The Footer tab looks and works just like the Header tab. We can align and include the project fields and updating information, such as page numbers in the footer on each page of our printed text. The Page Setup dialog box changes just slightly depending on the view that we displayed before opening the dialog box. For example, the Legend tab is available only when we're printing a calendar, Gantt chart, or network diagram view. The Legend tab works just like the Header and Footer tabs. We can align and include project fields and information that updates, such as page numbers, and we can specify how and where the Legend prints. Finally, we have a View tab. Click that. The View tab enables us to control what project prints. To give a best example, we can choose to print all or only some columns by changing the options here. After making the changes, we can either select Print Preview here to preview our page before printing, or we can directly print the page by clicking on Print here. We can also click on OK or Cancel to save or close this window. And that's all. We have printed our project plan.